Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Now, we are sitting at 5 weeks out, and I honestly, this is the first time I've been like inspired to make a YouTube video, so I'm just whipping out the camera and recording. This will be a very interesting video. I have a lot of new followers on my Instagram, and I've been getting a lot of questions about like people wanting to start competing and like what they should know before they start competing. And I feel like this is a very important video. This is going to touch a little bit on my FAQ of bodybuilding, but of course that's like more generic. This is things I wish I knew before I started competing, and although it worked out for me, I feel like this is definitely pretty important information. So hopefully you love this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of go in order of prep itself. So I'm gonna start with like going into the show's mindset and then also the post-show. And yeah, we'll go from there. So number one thing I wish I knew, but when you are going to compete, it's exciting. Obviously, like it's a big decision. A lot of people ask like, how do they start competing? Stuff like that. I knew no one that competed when I competed for the first time. I just hired a coach and did it, like I talked in my last video. So I didn't really know much about like the mindset going into prep. And then also the expectations of prep itself. So I will say going into prep with a positive mindset and just a like self-growth mindset, so important. And of course, remember though, no matter what you place in the show, you competed. You already are the top 1% of even lifters. Getting on a stage in general is an insane thing. So no matter what, if you do prep and even consider doing prep, you are amazing, you're strong, you're insane. You don't have to compare yourself to people that have been doing it for like 20 years. So definitely keep that in mind. Can I say what I was saying at the beginning though as well, is you're going to want to quit. Like it is hard. Maybe the first, like it seems easy until you're 8 weeks out. And then there's a drop off the end. Just keep that in mind, be ready for that. It's gonna be easy at the beginning, you're excited, you have adrenaline, and then your body's dead, you're mentally dead, you're physically dead, you're exhausted, right? And your body isn't gonna wanna do it. So, mental over physical. And sometimes mental over your mental, it's hard. So keep that in mind. You're gonna want to quit. It's hard. Don't compare yourself to other people that are on stage with you or that you might see on social media that you're competing against. Highly recommend. Do not try to find people you're competing against. Don't do it. Also just comparing yourself to like IFBB pros, national qualified bikini competitors on social media, like online ahead of time. I wouldn't even try not to compare yourself, as well as when you get there the day of. There were girls when I won my open class that were competing against me, and I was like, oh, no way. Like they look so much better. They're more lean, they're way more leaner than I am. And then I got first. So keep in mind, what the judges see is not gonna be what you see. It's hard to kind of have that get out of the way, like your own body dysmorphia mindset, and see what the judges are actually gonna see. So, and then you see your stage shots and you're like, wow, I looked amazing. So try not to compare yourself. It's really hard not to compare yourself, but try. Okay, the last thing, and honestly the most important, post-show. Let's talk about it. So a lot of people are new to my channel and or Instagram and stuff like that. I do post about post-show on my Instagram a little bit, but this is the first time I feel like this last post show was my first first successful post show was my last one. So I feel like I can talk about it a little bit now. Of course now though, after my show, I'm gonna have a YouTube channel. So your girl's gonna be talking a lot about the post show because it is hard, extremely hard. So I see a lot of TikToks talking about how bikini competitions automatically make you have eating disorders, have bad mindsets with food, I don't think that's true. I think though that if you do have a minor problem with it, it's gonna emphasize it for sure. You are used to putting all this work in to be as lean as you can be and then get used to seeing yourself in a certain light, and you work so hard for it, and then you have to gain weight. You have to. I've lost my period. You've lost your period. You hormonally are not balanced. You've got to take time off. Your body needs it. It needs rest. Like they say prep brain. Prep brain is not normal, okay? Like when you are literally like foggy and not remembering things because you're eating so little carbs, not normal. So you've got to eat, you've got to gain weight. You got to go back to normal. And so a lot of people get deep into prep and they're just like not even in the present. They're like only looking forward to show day. They're not enjoying the prep process, and they get to show day, they get a medal, it's one day, and then they binge eat after and it goes downhill. They stop working with their coach and all this stuff. So highest recommendation is try to stay with your coach post-show and tell them everything. Like they've done it before. It's hard mentally. If you don't know anybody or you don't want to talk to your coach and you don't know anybody that competes, please DM me on Instagram. I talk to people all the time about this. I think it's hard and easy to feel alone. Like your prep, think about this, your entire prep process is solely about what you can do and how hard you can push. And so when you finish your show, you're still in this mindset that it's you versus you. And so you are mentally struggling and you feel bad reaching out to people. Don't. You need to reach out to people. Get used to talking to people about like having to eat again and like feel physically bad about yourself. Like it's hard. And so I think learning that a lot of people do rebound. So I think being mindful about it is the most important, because a lot of people just like do the show and then they stop all meal planning and stop doing all cardio. So definitely don't stop doing the cardio. Don't stop, like have a couple days off as well, but like post show, but go back to your normal eating habits. We want to, like, everybody reverse diet, so they slowly gain weight again, versus if you just start eating whatever you want post show and you're not listening to your coach, you're going to gain all this weight and you're just going to feel like crap, and it's not the best. It's hard. But keep in mind, it is normal. Most people tend to be like 15 plus pounds heavier in their off season that regularly compete. So from their show day. So keep that in mind as well. You're going to gain weight. As well as the first month after, oh my gosh, you're bloated. Your body's holding on to all this water. Whew, your body's holding on to water. You're bloated. So keep that in mind, that the first month or 2 or 3, I focus on body neutrality. I'm going to talk about this a lot because I'm going to get into my post show and I'm going to hate it. But I'm going to talk about it. Because I've never talked about it when I'm like going through it. That's the hardest part, is talking about something you're going through actively. But remember that body neutrality is the key to everything. Learning that we're working on strength again, we're working on like what our body can do, letting our body rest and recover, is something hard because you've been waking up every day looking at this amazing physique. So in that bloatedness phase, let your body run its course, and try not to think of your body negatively, and it's going to be really hard to think about it positively. So a lot of people say, oh, be body positive. No, be body neutral. That is the first goal, is body neutral. And then we work towards body positivity. But yeah, this will be so funny if this makes it to YouTube, because I've been ranting a lot, but just keep that in mind. Keeping it real, keeping it extremely real, this video. It's hard. Okay, so be careful post show, be mindful, and let your body do what it needs to do to heal. Now, if you're eating all that and you still want to compete, I totally think you should. There's so many positives about competing, but I think the problem is people hide the negatives. People only show what they eat in a day and how they're so strict and how they can stick to all this stuff, and they hide all their mess ups. So I just want y'all to know I'm here for you. I love you. Message me if you're thinking about competing. I would love to talk to you about it and give a little bit more insight. But if this is something you want to do, I think it's an amazing sport. It really is. It's just extremely hard. So, but it's worth the work, in my mind. So yeah, hopefully y'all love this video. Oh Lord. Give it a little thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to hear some more about it, or if you're wanted to hear a little bit more in the off season. We're 5 weeks out. My show day videos and stuff, and my peak week mentality and all that kind of stuff is coming up soon. I'm gonna do a mental health and bodybuilding at like 2 weeks out again, because on my last mental health video I was doing really well, and now we're going. So look out for that. But love y'all.